Welcome back to the show, Digital Business Evolution. I'm so excited today. We have a really special guest. I was recently on her podcast, and the moment that we hit the end record button, I said, "You need to be on my podcast. You are so beautifully spoken, and we have so many similarities and yet so many differences." So I'm very excited to welcome Michelle Thames to the show. So Michelle is an award-winning blogger turned online business and marketing strategist who has helped catapult companies like multi-million-dollar brand Mayel Organics. If you are on Instagram or TikTok, you've seen this brand go viral recently. I know I literally ordered a bottle last night of their rosemary hair drops for hair growth. So you probably have seen it. So she is helping brands from startup to becoming household names, leveraging organic social media and digital marketing strategies. She teaches entrepreneurs how to get their businesses visible, how to attract more clients, and how to monetize and scale by leveraging marketing on social media. She's been a social media influencer in the online business for over 13 years. And I know from doing some light stalking, I saw that Michelle started blogging back in 2012, which is when I was blogging as well. But I'm sure you had more readers than I did because I had my mom and that was about it. Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh, that was an amazing introduction. Yeah, we definitely had a great chat on my podcast. So definitely here to return the favor and chat
Yeah,
all about all the things.
I love it. Let's do a quick little rapid fire to begin with. Cool. All right.
Cool.
Where do you currently live?
Chicago.
Is that where you're from?
Yes, from here, raised here.
All right. You work with your husband, which we're going to get into today. Randy, give me one word to summarize what working with your husband is like.
Awesome.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Favorite movie?
Ooh, favorite movie. I don't know, some Lifetime movie. I like Lifetime. I can't even give you a movie. Lifetime Movie Network.
I love it. Are you reading anything right now?
The One Thing.
Oh, so good. Papasan
So
and
good.
Keller, right? I think
So
those are the
good.
authors. Yeah, so good. Such a simple concept, but it's one of those that you read it and you're like, ah, yes, I know this, but I'm not doing this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What'd you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a health administrator. Like I went to school for healthcare. I wanted to be in healthcare. That's what I wanted to essentially be a nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I love it. All right. Are we ready? Are we excited? I'm
Yeah,
excited.
so excited.
Cool. So, one of the things that I love about you is we have a very similar approach to business where we really lean into organic social media strategy, meaning we don't really teach paid ads. We don't maybe use paid ads. Maybe we dabble with them a little bit, but we really see the power in using social media as a tool for our business. And so, something I'm excited about is my audience hears me talk about this all the time. They're sick and tired of hearing me talk about it. So, to have you on with a slightly different perspective, but similar message is really, really powerful. So, if you had to break down sort of what organic social media marketing is, what would you say that is?
I would say that it is a plan to utilize the social tools, these platforms, without putting money behind it, without pushing out, it to people with your dollars.
Yeah.
So anything that is organic, you start an email list, you start a YouTube channel, and you create a strategy to reach more people. So for instance, I started my blog, like you said, back in 2012, and blogging, is a really great tool. Still now, I'm going to bring my blog back, but in a different way because I know how beneficial it is. You have to start it in the beginning. It builds SEO. And so if you are someone who's looking for organic, you know that, okay, I'm going to write this blog post today, but probably in 3 months, if I have the right keywords, people will find this and they will find it organically. Meaning if they go on Google, you will start to come up when people start to search whatever the content of your blog post is.
Yeah.
On Instagram, if you just we all started on Instagram sharing pictures. No one
Yep.
started thinking that this would be a business. We all just wanted to share with our family. But once we figured out it was a business, it's like, okay, now let me start posting content geared towards my personal brand, towards my niche. I know that this will turn into something later organically, not like paying to get your content out there. So that's what
Yeah.
I think of when I think of organic. And there's so many more, examples that I can give, but initially like the breakdown of it is you're not putting paid dollars to get your content and your business in front of people. You're doing it organically, sharing content that then gets shared by other people.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the magic ingredient on how you actually get people to see it because so many times we just post and no one actually sees it. So I want to go back to that in just a second. But What would you tell someone who's listening right now who's overwhelmed, which is a lot of us, by, well, there's Michelle, what do I do? There's blogging, there's Instagram, there's TikTok, there's Facebook, there's LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest. Like, how do I know which platform to start on? Or do I have to start on all of them?
The one thing, that's the book I'm reading.
Yeah.
Start with one of those platforms. I did not start with Twitter, TikTok, everything. I started with a YouTube channel. And then once I
Mm,
created videos and got the hang of that, started to get traction, I said, okay, I can bring the blog in now. So it just really depends. You don't want to be everywhere because that's going, like you said, overwhelming. It's so many different algorithms, so many different strategies for each channel because you don't want to use the same and you can't use the same strategy for each channel. So
yeah.
really sticking to that one platform, I think that you really want to be your, I want to say, hero platform. For me, that's Instagram. It's my highest, platform with the most followers there. But I do have the supporting, I want to say like the supporting platforms, which is all a part of my, what I call the digital ecosystem. I have a podcast where that is also an entryway. I have Twitter, I have LinkedIn, but I individually learned those platforms, created a strategy. It wasn't just one day. Like you
Yeah.
said, when you started, I've done this for 13 years. So just really think I've been utilizing the time to learn each platform. They change all the time. I have to stay updated and continue to create a strategy. So don't look at it as, oh, I have to do all these platforms right now and dive in. No, think about the real plan for the longevity of your business, not for the right now, but where would your business really thrive? Where does it really make sense? If you're a production company or you are a comedian or something, does it make sense for you to be on TikTok? Probably yes. Does it
Yeah.
make sense for you to have an Instagram? Probably yes. But do you need to focus on YouTube right now? Maybe not if long form content is not for you. But then I think you have to know what each platform is for too and what each platform represents as well.
Yeah, and they're all so different. They speak like you said, they have different algorithms, but they speak different languages and how people consume on those platforms is different. It's very native to each platform. So it's a great thing to think about both where is your ideal client hanging out and then also what excites you and where do you shine and what do you love? I mean, if you viscerally get sick over the idea of being on video, I'd say YouTube probably is not the best place to start. Maybe you want to go with more of the written word. So I love that. Okay. When you are on these platforms, how do you actually teach your clients to stand out or to attract their perfect client when there's so much saturation and there are people that are paying for ads? And that's not a bad thing, but when people are paying for ads, they're putting money towards getting in front of the audience. So here you are kind of swimming upstream, organic, trying to get in front of the same people. What are some of the key things that you have your clients working on or doing to stand out?
Definitely being your true self. Every brand is different and the mission I think is really important to be able to tell that story of that brand's mission is important on social media. So really getting them in front of the camera. I know there's a lot of brands and business owners that don't want to be in front of the camera, but I think one of the really great ways to stand out right now is video. And so we have to utilize Reels. We should definitely be utilizing TikTok. So getting out there and doing those videos, speaking to the camera, that's what the customer wants to see. So I really want to get my clients in front of their customers. There's a lot of clients that don't want to do it, of course,
Yeah.
but there's benefit to it. I am a prime example of there's benefit to that. Being, having a personal brand and just really putting myself out there and attaching myself to my business, being known for my podcast and all those things. You want to attach yourself to that so you can just create more visibility for yourself. I think
Yeah.
story really will resonate with more people, and those people will be your people. Everybody's not your people.
Can
So
I ask a
don't go
sub
for
question
everybody.
on that?
Mhm.
How important is storytelling and video and FaceTime if you're selling a physical product versus a personal brand where you're selling a service with yourself?
Just as important, even if it's just a brand that doesn't have a face to it, or the owner doesn't want to be, there should still be like an ambassador or someone who is speaking about the brand. It just elevates it more when you have a point of contact who is an actual person versus just buy our lipstick or whatever. But if
Yeah.
there's someone who's pushing that story of, okay, well, this lipstick was created because I didn't see any shades like this at Target when I went, so I created my own. And this even happened to, it's a company called the Lip Bar. They went on Shark Tank and Shark Tank told them no. And they are now a multi-million-dollar company, and
Wow.
they're in Target, they're in Walmart. And so that's a testament to staying true to your brand, but the owner, she does, showcase her brand as well. She has a personal brand, but I think it just helps the brand because now people know the story.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily you have to, but if you have someone that could do that could, lead the message, I think that's important.
Okay, I love it. So a personal brand, a story, video, and really showing your face are going to be really important. Are there other things that you would say or have your clients do in order to really stand out?
Live video, there, e-commerce shopping is huge right now.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of e-commerce businesses, and that's a really great way to stand out, to, even work with influencers again, to maybe they can come on and promote the products and talk about it. Just like the Amazon, there's a platform called Extremely. YouTube now has that option. And even Instagram has shopping. So I think that live shopping feature is really a great tool to help get in front of more people, because as you know, Instagram wants us to use these new features,
Hmm.
and it can help push them, in the algorithm just by showing up more too. I think being consistent with, okay, if you're going to go live every week, we have to go live every week. You can't take a week off. We need to see the data behind this so that it tells you going live works. So
Yeah.
I'm a big about the data. So we got to do it for consistent so I can get something to work with on the back end and say, okay, this is working. We need to keep pushing this.
Yeah. And I just want to acknowledge you because even on your Instagram page, when you scroll through it, you're so consistent with you have a video, a reel that you put up every time there's an Instagram update or you want to tell people about a feature and you post. It's very consistent that you're posting Instagram update, Instagram update. And so I love how you just lean into the consistency. It's like the most unsexy business strategy. People eye roll, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. But it's the same thing as, going to the gym. You can't expect to go in, do bicep curls one day and have jacked arms. It's consistency. It's doing it on the days that you don't want to do it. And something that you said before, we glazed over it, but you said it's my job to learn the different platforms. I have to learn those platforms. And I think that, and I wonder if this happens to you with any of your clients, I think that so often there's this misconception with what using social media for marketing is, or people will think, if I start an Instagram account and I post, now I'm a business owner, or now I'm going to get clients, now I'm going to make money. And there's a really big difference between being a business owner, being a CEO, being an entrepreneur, and then just having a social media platform. So when you said, it's my job to really look at what these other platforms are doing, and you just said it again, if there's a new feature, Instagram wants us to use it. It really is part of your job to take that time and to learn those things and to integrate those things, even if they don't stick. Instagram has come out with so many different features over the years that even like IGTV, it kind of came and went and it's not really popular anymore. And okay, fine, they don't have it anymore. So, how important do you think it is to jump on the new features or trends as they're coming out?
I think you should definitely take into consideration if it's, does it fit? Like if you don't have e-commerce or you don't sell physical products, maybe the shopping feature isn't good for you. But going live is, because it's conversions. People convert from live.
Yeah,
Even if it's 5 people. I've gone live. I went live this week and made $300 one live. It,
amazing.
yeah. So people convert because why? Number one, you're showing up to talk to them, and now they see, and then they get that connection, and then they're, go and buy right away. So you want to get people on that impulse too. So I think that it's important to learn the features, which ones would work best for your business. Like stories should be great for everyone. You should
Yeah.
use stories every single day to connect, to just talk, even if it's just showing it, hey, this is what I'm doing behind the scenes. I try to share my day behind the scenes. You have no idea how much people really want to see that. And
Yeah.
we forget that they want to see what it's like. Maybe they want to quit their jobs and create an online business just like we did. So I want to show people that it's possible. So I just share. It's not to boast, it's not to do anything but to share the behind the scenes. And even for product-based brands, people want to see the process. There's even
Hmm.
TV shows called How It's Made. Show them how it's made. Show them your process. Show them when the product gets to them, what would it be like? What would that experience feel like? Video is about experiences.
Yeah.
People want that experience. So if you show that, it will just help you. And so keeping up with the social media platforms, I'm sorry, as a business owner, you have to do this.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, people just want to post like, okay, I made an Instagram page. Okay, what's the next step though? It's a process, it's a strategy. And I think people get really um caught up every day and, really overwhelmed because they don't know what to post because they don't have a plan to follow what to post. If you're promoting something in January, you should have a plan from December on how you're going to lead up to that, promote it, what happens after, what are you promoting next? It's not just posting today and hoping that people will, show up.
Yeah, the old post and pray method. I can't
Yes.
tell you how many years it would be. I came from the fitness world, so February 13th, and I'd be laying in bed. Oh my gosh, I should have created like a fitness challenge. I should have some sort of a love yourself workout program, and I'd be scrambling to put it together when newsflash, everybody, Valentine's Day is always February 14th. Like I could have been planned ahead for quite some time, and I did that for years before I was like, wake up, just be proactive instead of reactive. So when you're helping your clients plan ahead with strategy, what's sort of your social media strategy with what to post? How do you break it down? Are you a content pillars type of person? Do you tell them to batch their content? Can you just give us like an overview of how you teach the actual posting strategy?
Yeah, the content pillars are important. I think it's important too, like I was saying, what do you have coming up as promos or sales or things that you may be doing? In my creative business, I work with other creative entrepreneurs and we go over, what to post. What are you, do you have a promo coming up? Are you writing a book? Like for me, I'm writing a book this year. Hey,
Ooh.
thank you. I'm so excited. I
Oh
can't
my
wait.
gosh, I'm so excited. Can you tell us what
It's
it's
going to be
about?
so good. So do you have something surrounding that? Or if it's in my agency with the clients that we work with who may have an e-commerce, or I even work with tech companies who have apps. Okay, one of my clients is working on a investor campaign. So we have to create content around that. What needs to be the specifics that are shared on the social channels through marketing. So I really think having a plan and then creating content for the plan, but then you have, of course, your everyday content, like you said, the content pillars like Motivation Monday or Tip Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday. Though that's just everyday evergreen content. But then you want to create also the content that may be a promotional content. You're launching something, whether that's a product based or a new coaching program, new digital product. There should always be a plan around that, because if you don't, realistically, no one will show up and you're going to be mad, and then you're going to be upset that no one bought your products. But the reason is because you did not have a plan and a social content marketing, all the things in place to get those people in. And it's
Yeah.
different for every single platform.
Yeah. Shifting gears a little bit, you've worked for so long as an influencer. So, someone who's creating content for other brands and putting out a massive amount of content, I'm sure. And I'm sure that's where a lot of your strategy even came from. It was learning by doing, and okay, this isn't going to work for me. This feels really overwhelming. I'm going to chunk this down or batch. I don't know if you do batch or not.
Oh, yes.
Do you?
Yes.
How do you batch? Do you batch like writing captions and filming videos on separate days?
Yes, filming videos on, one day, and then another day I'll do all the copy. And then, I batch my emails. If I send out Monday emails every week, I'll batch those because I have created the theme of the week or whatever. I will know what, Instagram content I want to put in. Like last week, I shared my Instagram video from Instagram to the email and got like 103 clicks. I was like,
Wow.
whoa,
Wow.
so
Yeah.
that's how I batch. But I don't think batching on Instagram like we used to is really the right way. I think you should only do like 2 weeks, because it's not the same. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It changes
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, I would agree. People that sit down to do a month-long content calendar, I'm like, especially with trends. Usually by the time you actually get to posting it, that trend is dead. That trending audio is dead. It's just not relevant anymore. So I agree. I think it needs to be a week to 2 weeks max. But batching the type of task works really well for me. So like you're saying, sitting down and writing at the same time, or filming at the same time, or editing if you don't have people editing for you, like keeping the task around the same time is really helpful. So, working as an influencer, you've obviously worked with so many different brands. You have a podcast, so you have people coming on your podcast. So, you've been on both ends of the spectrum. You've been pitched to, and you've pitched to people. And so, I would love to talk for a second about the do's and don'ts of pitching. We have so many people in our audience who understand the importance of gaining exposure, borrowing other people's audiences, right? OPA, other people's audiences, and what it really means to get onto other people's podcasts, speak at other people's events, guest coach in each other's programs. You get to borrow these audiences. And when you do, by the way, there's a third party stamp of approval. So when I was on your podcast, you're able to say, Jess is XYZ, and you're edifying that. So your audience has a little bit more trust in me automatically because they trust you. So what are some of the do's and don'ts when someone is trying to get onto a podcast or speak at an event?
I definitely think it should be within your niche. I get a lot of people pitching me, and I'm like, I don't think that this would be a good angle for my social media marketing podcast that's about social media and online business. If it doesn't fit within that, we can't, like, there's some things I can make. Like, I have some really unique things coming up on the podcast that will help business owners that they may not have thought about, but I found a way to tie it back to social media. So if I can tie it back, you'll be a great guest. But if it's something like wrestle, I don't know, aliens, we can't, I mean, there's been some bizarre things that I'm like, this doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. So make sure that when you're pitching, even for working with brands, that it fits, like you're in that niche. And then the second thing, people are always going to go and research you. So if you have no social media, no presence, no nothing, and we're just like, well, who is this person? Because like you said, that trust factor is really important for me and my podcast. I want to bring on people that have integrity, that have a business, and that they are telling the truth about the information that they are sharing. So we do a lot of fact checking. So within your pitch letter, make sure there are links where we can go and immediately check you out. I don't have to, go and search. My team is searching for, they will, go and do our, little process that we have for making sure people are a good fit. So sharing those links in the email. I think a really good thing that people do is listen to the podcast, actually, or whatever it is, the brand, if use it, listen to the podcast, and then really give your honest feedback on if I really like this episode that you had with Jessica, and it was awesome, and I really like you talked about XYZ, I can relate to that. I would love to be a guest to share, my perspective on X, Y, and Z. If you have some upcoming whatever, have a signature end. It doesn't have to be long, I don't think. I think when you're pitching for podcasts, just really connect. There's actually people reading it. If it's a real podcast, I think that they would really do their research to see, if it was a good fit. So really utilize the links and do that. And I think that, you'll be good to go if it's a right fit. And, a lot of people are busy. You do have to think about all those things. So, but I respond to everybody. I don't, even if it's not a good fit, I'll let the people know, because it's just, I think, rude to not tell people.
Yeah,
so
of course.
If the person isn't a good fit, I'll just say, it's not a good fit, or, we're booked out till January, February, March, wherever, and just let them know.
Yeah. Do you look for a one sheet, like a pitch page that they're sending over as well? Do you care if they have something like that, or like a media kit?
Oh, I did not think of that. We don't, but some people do send that. And I think that could be helpful for my team who's researching, but we don't request that.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there any key things that you would say to put into something like a media kit? Like maybe, especially if we're doing like a brand deal?
Oh yeah, definitely. You want to put, how many followers you have on each platform, what your mission is, who you help, if you've been in any publications or anything, that will really help to let them know. I think a really great picture, and Canva, you can just go on there and type media kits, and they have the format for you, and you can type in everything. It's great. I just created a new media kit on there yesterday. I don't know if you're like me. I like to update things, and I'm like, ooh, this is new. I didn't see this layout. Let me get a new media kit going. So yeah, they have templates on there, but definitely like your demographics, who you reach, what topics you may talk about. Even if you want to be a speaker, if you're an influencer, maybe there's a conference that you could speak at. They will ask for your media kit, and definitely have that on there. Like, I speak about digital products. I can help you create an online business. Just really let them know who you are and what you do, and I think you'll be good.
Yeah. Something that I've experienced in this world of just, media, press, exposure, speaking events, very similarly to back in the day when I was a waitress and a bartender. I walked into a bunch of different restaurants or, bars at the time. And I said, I want a job. And they said, we don't hire someone without experience. And I was stuck in this loop, this hamster wheel of like, we don't hire anyone without experience. And I'm like, great. So no one's going to hire me because I don't have experience. How am I supposed to get experience? And I find a lot of times with our clients, the same thing happens with speaking gigs, maybe not podcasts, but like getting on stages or getting into media, magazines, whatever that might be. we don't bring anyone in who doesn't have experience. And so you're stuck in this loop or this revolving door of like, well, how am I supposed to get experience? What would you say to someone who doesn't have experience, who doesn't have any as seen ons, they don't have any great brands that they've worked with, and they feel they have nothing to put on their media kit?
I think that we all have to start somewhere. And I think one thing that I did in the beginning is networking. I went
Mhm.
to all type of different events, meeting different people to figure out how to really get to the right person that could give you that opportunity that you are looking for that experience, quote unquote. Even if you like have a social media agency or something like that, you could ask someone that you know. Maybe you have an old coworker or an old teacher or something that needs your help in their business, and you can help them and get that testimonial or whatever it
Yeah.
is as and use that as experience. Or even if you're an influencer, create the content now to showcase whatever brand it is that you want to work with, put it on your social media, show them how good it did, and
Mhm.
reach back out to them later and say, look, I posted about this in my stories, 20 people said that they bought it or
Yeah.
whatever. So I
Yeah.
think doing it that kind of way can help you get that experience or just get in front of more people too, to reach whatever goal that you're trying to leverage social media for.
Yeah, it's so powerful to just take action and do it, not asking for permission. Of course, you're not expecting to get paid, but if you say, literally, this is what I just did, or this is what I could create for you. I had a girlfriend who, for many years, was trying to get on the cover of a magazine, and year after year after year, she would Photoshop herself on the magazine and send it to them and say, like, this is what it could look like, and this is what I could do for you. And, it's really all about what could you do for the other business, right? Not what could that do for you? And I think that's a miss that people often fall into. It's, I want to be on your podcast because I want this and I want this and I want this. And really it's, I'd love to come on because I could share this and it's going to help your audience in this way. And so it's about the brand, it's about the person, it's about the audience that you're coming into speak or share or whatever. And I was told something many years ago by a mentor who said to me, if you can't get on a stage yet because you don't have the clout or authority, build the stage for yourself. And that's what I
100%.
did. I mean, I know you're hosting events as well, virtual and in person. So it's like build the stage, create the room, get the B-roll of you talking on stage. No one, it doesn't matter if it's the stage that you built. It doesn't matter if there are 5 people in the room or 50 people in the room. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool.
Right.
So I love the pitching stuff. Let's shift gears again because I'm excited about this one. So I know Randy's your husband and you work together with Thames Media.
Yes.
One of the most common questions that Mike and I get asked all the time is about working together and how does it work and what comes up and was the transition easy and just all of it. People will say to me, like, I'd never be able to work with my significant other. So let's break all that down and the reality of what it is working together. How long have you been working together?
A year and a half.
Has it been hard at
Almost a year.
all?
Um, no, like we're a really good team. I'll be completely honest. Like we're a really good team and we both have strengths. I think that we both have. And I think I'm that person that say, okay, you're good at this. So you focus on this and I'm going to do this. But he's always been supportive in my personal brand. I mean, the reason that I have a blog and all of that is because of him. He gave me the idea and I was like, you know what? That sounds like a really good idea. And I went with it. And so he's been a huge part of my business since the beginning.
Wow, that's awesome. How do you separate, or do you, life and business?
Oh yeah. Oh, we set weekends. We are going out with the family. We have a daughter. She is a superstar basketball player. And so she has a personal brand that we're building as
Oh my
well. So
gosh.
yes, you have to check her out. But we go to her basketball games, we really show up for our family events. What I do in my business is I put all of my personal events on my calendar before I open it up for anybody else. Like
Yes.
me and my husband had a meeting at the beginning of the year. We went over everything, even vacation. We planned spring break. So we pretty much planned like all of Q1 and Q2. So that's on the calendar already. Now we
Yeah.
don't, we can take meetings or not. We talk about those type of things. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you find that one of you might be talking about business and the other one is like checked out and doesn't want to talk about it at the time because it's like during life, or no?
We love social media. Like
Yeah.
we laugh at TikToks all day. But sometimes we do need to turn off. We have our different like hobbies and things that we like to do. One thing that my husband that he just took on is he's going to learn referee for basketball games
Cool.
because he's been a coach for 12, 13 years. So he was working with women's girls basketball. He was a high school varsity coach. And so now he coaches our daughter. So that's one of the outlets for him, to go and do this new referee thing. He's really excited about it. So I'm really, they're supporting 100%. And for me to step away, like I love roller skating. So that's one
Oh,
thing I had on my
fun.
vision board this year to learn like some tricks. So really separating the business and having our fun things, our family things. But when it's time to work, like we know that like we have to make these calls. We have to follow up with leads. We've been pitching to different schools because we have this new program for I don't know if you heard about the NIL with now student athletes can get paid for, as influencers versus before they couldn't get paid as athletes, but now they
Sure.
can. So we're now going to different schools telling them about that. So a lot
Super
of
cool.
different moving parts, but you got to separate the business from, the personal and have that personal family time.
Yeah. Do you ever disagree on things in the business?
Oh yeah, everybody disagrees.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll just do it. We'll
How do you
do it.
handle it?
We'll do it this way.
Are you the boss at the end of the day?
Oh no, we're both
Yeah.
equal. Yeah, I don't believe in that. Even in like my business, like I know I've come from a 9 to 5 background with like I'm the CEO and you
Yeah.
just listen to what I say. No, we're all a team. Everybody's playing on equal playing fields.
Yeah. Do you have other team members?
Yes, we do.
Cool. How do you manage all of them? Do you have full-time, part-time?
Everybody's part-time. I have contractors. I did just bring on 2 more people, a virtual
Congrats.
assistant and a marketing coordinator. So I'm about this low overhead online business, really slim, lean business
Yeah.
model life. So really bringing in people who have great skills, but there's also automations and tools that can assist everybody that we don't have to have a team of 15 people.
Yeah.
Um, so that, I mean, that's just my preference. And I think that everybody can run their business how they want to. We get wrapped up in, oh, how does such and such do it? Is this the right way? But there is no right way. It's the right way, like what works for your unique business, because my business is really unique and I want to do what works best for our business. And like I said, put people in positions where they're smart in that. They're smarter than me in it and they know
Yes.
how to do it, with their eyes closed. And I'm a supporting role. I mean, I know how to do it if they don't have to, but they're
Yeah.
like excellent at it. So
Yeah.
that's how I want to and how I've been building our team.
Yeah. It's incredible when we can actually get out of our own way because we're the bottleneck all the time. So when you can get out of your own way and give up the control or allow someone else to make the decisions, it's really wild to see how many people can do things better and faster. And maybe they're happier too. There's so many things that I've passed off that I don't even like doing. And I'm like, oh, you like doing that? Cool. Enjoy. Have fun, like have at
Yes.
it with those spreadsheets. Um, it's so interesting leading a team. I put up a quote this morning that leadership is a process. It's not a position. And I think people get that confused as well. They think just because I have a following or I have clients or I have someone that I've hired, I'm just automatically a good leader. Has leadership been something that you've had to practice?
Not have to practice. I think I've been through a lot of experiences that show me what type of leader I don't want to be. And so I took that and utilized to build myself up as a better leader than the leadership that I have been, a part of.
Yeah.
You don't want to work for someone or a place that you hate going to every day because they don't, they can't be compassionate to you as a person. A lot of people on my team are their moms. And I understand, you may be late for a call, your baby's crying. We all understand and shouldn't put people down for like their life and like what they have going on. We all need to be more compassionate people. So
Yeah.
I think that if anything, the situations that I have been through have molded me to be a better person, a better individual, and not treat people like they've treated me. So my longest person that I've worked with, we worked together for 2 years. So I think I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
She's like my right-hand person. I could just call her, text her. We can have conversations like girlfriends.
Yeah.
We're all going on a trip together for a work trip, and I'm really excited to meet her daughter. So, I want
That's
to create
awesome.
experiences like that. You want to work with people who end up being family. Like we call
Mhm.
each other cousins now. So
Yeah.
those are the type of relationships I want to build in the type of environment that I want to create. People who
Yeah.
actually want to work with you for years and years and be a part of something good.
Yeah, and they're behind the mission and the vision and they see where it's going. Where do you find people to hire? Because everyone's always looking, where is a good place?
I found everyone on social media.
Did you
So
really?
yeah, so that's my story. So that'll be in my book too. Like, yeah, I found all of my really great team members and client social media. So yeah, the my team member who has been with me for 2 years, she sent me a really great email one day. I was looking for social media managers, and the title of her email was the best social media manager that or something like that. I'm, the best social media manager that you've talked to today. And I was like, oh, okay. And so we got on the call. She was awesome, and she is amazing at what she does. Like you said, I don't really want to post the content to the social media and do all the technical things. And so I've done that in my life, but I think that's not my strength. My strength is strategy, and so she can be that person that can execute and really help us and build community. She's a great community builder. So
Yeah.
when our clients have, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook groups, she can really spark that community and speak in that client's voice too. So yeah, she's my right hand girl, and yeah, we've been rocking together, and I can't wait to see what like the future holds as we continue to build our team this year.
That's awesome. That's so exciting. So you're doing something in March that I'm really excited about for you. And I'd love if you could just tell us about it. You're doing the CEO Summit, which is the Creative Entrepreneur Online Summit, March, I think 10th to 12th.
Yes.
Who is it for? How can people find out more about it? I know you were just starting to share, but what can we expect from it?
So this is for the creative entrepreneur who wants to build a sustainable online business, doing what they love. Really, we want to provide those tools that you need to build a successful business. So we're going to have amazing speakers. Jessica, I'm sending her the email right now. I literally just started reaching out to people last week. I don't know if anyone has ever put an online summit together, but this is my first one. So I'm really excited. But I really want to help creative entrepreneurs build an online business and make money doing what they love. So if you want to create digital products, if you're thinking about creating a podcast, if you want to learn more about organic social media and how to really reach more people, this summit is going to help you get visible, get more clients, and monetize. And so it is March 10th through 12th. It'll be totally online, and you can find out more about it if you join my email list. And I have a freebie
Ooh,
to help you build a business in the creator economy, so you can already get a jump start if you know new to this or you want to learn more. This guide will give you all the tools you need to make money online easy, like really, really easy. That's what I'm all about, is breaking everything down so that it's easy for everyone to understand, and we can all make money leveraging organic social media and build businesses and stay at home with our kids. That was my
yeah.
number one thing, is to be here with my daughter. We're about to today go to an amazing show in our city, and that's the type of things that I love to do. So that's
I
what the
love that.
summit's all about.
Amazing. Okay. Well, we'll drop all the links in the show notes and we'll make sure you get that free resource because that sounds really juicy. And something that I love so much about you is some of the ways that you teach how to monetize online are very different than how I teach, and some of the platforms that you encourage people to use. And like you were saying before, there's so many different ways to build a business. So audience, if you're listening right now and you're interested, just grab this download, because I'm telling you right now, if you go to Michelle's Instagram page, you'll see she does talk about a lot of different platforms, a lot of different ways to make money. She comes from a really strong influencer background. So our brains work differently. While we both love organic social media, it's a slight different take. So go grab this download and make sure that you'll get onto the email list so you can find out about the event. Maybe, just maybe, I'll be a part of it. If I won't be, I will definitely be there listening and being a student, because I'm always excited to learn. Okay, we're coming to the end. I want to be mindful of your time. I'm going to ask you a few more questions. But before I do, before anybody disappears on us, where can people find you? How can they connect with you if they want to work with you, if they want to learn more about Thames Media?
Yes, you can always connect with me on Instagram at Michelle L. Thames. And yeah, I'm pretty much on Instagram all the time. Or if you want to check out the podcast, the Social Media Decoded podcast. And if you want to come on and talk about your experience with social media, I'm always open to that too.
Awesome. And now you know how to pitch yourself appropriately. So can you tell us a little bit about the book? What the topic
Yeah.
is? Okay.
Yes. Okay. So I've been working on this book forever. I don't know if anyone's listening who has written a book. I know the process is really, once you get in it, it's like, oh my God, I'm writing a book. So the book is essentially about how I've built my personal brand and utilize social media to build like everything I have from my podcast, YouTube, and how you can really build an online business doing what you love. So the theme, I mean, it's my theme throughout everything that I do in my business, to help people build a business doing what you love. So it's going to have some juicy things about, how I even started out, what did I have to do in the beginning, the struggles that I went through, and how you don't have to go through any of that because I'm giving you all the, I want to say, good plays so that you can, bypass the mistakes and just, be successful.
Awesome. Is there an anticipated date of arrival?
No anticipated date yet.
Okay.
So as soon as I know,
All
I
right.
will release that, but it is coming in 2023.
Awesome. We'll keep our eyes out. It's such a project of love. Like it really is. I've watched so many. I have not written one yet. I've watched so many friends write books. I've had so many clients write books, and it's a labor of love. So I'm really excited to see what you put together. Our final two questions. First one up is our $50,000 question. So if I were to write you a check and give you $50,000 tomorrow, how would you use that in the business, for the business, on the business? And you can separate it if you'd like.
Oh, I would hire more people
Yeah,
because we can get more done with more people, and to divvy up tasks that need to be done. So 100% hire more people.
I love that. And then our final question, we named the podcast and the company Digital Business Evolution because we feel that you're always growing and evolving, and your business is a reflection of that evolution. So what is your next either personal or business evolution?
Oh, I love that. I think my next personal evolution is really stepping into like the CEO role and really helping to scale our business to $1 million mark. I think that that is a great goal for us to have. Um, I don't come from, money or anything. So that even scaling my business to multiple six figures was like, oh my God. And I still can't believe that I've done that. I'm like, whoa. But to make it to, to create multiple millions and really create generational wealth for my family, I think that that is my evolution to do that, to be able to leave a legacy for my family and have, something that people can have for years and years to come. Even if it's not the same business, they have the concepts and they have the strategy and the path to create successful businesses from what we've done.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so cool just watching you do it because money aside, the impact that you're making for your clients, for your followers on the podcast, YouTube, I mean, all of your channels, it's so beautiful to watch. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing. And my friends, we are coming to an end. So as always, if you love this episode, which I know you did, take a screenshot, share it out on social media, tag Michelle at Michelle L. Thames. That's THAMES. Tag me at I am Jessica DeRose. Let us know what some of your biggest takeaways were. Let us know when you lock in your ticket and you're coming to this online summit, because I know I'll definitely be there. And as always, friends, cheers to your evolution. Thanks again, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you loved this episode, I invite you to be a part of our ripple effect and share it with a friend. And please, if you feel called, take 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review, and I'll be forever grateful. Until next time, cheers to your evolution.